back to the show. While GOP leaders were desperately trying to take health care away from adults, they forgot to not take it away from kids.
Funding for the Children's Health Insurance Program, known as CHIP, expired today after Congress failed to come up with the necessary $15 billion.
I swear to God, we do good things sometimes. I just can't remember what they are right now. We just let children's insurance expire as carelessly as my staff let their leftovers in the office fridge expire. Eric! No other developed nation would tolerate this kind of healthcare roulette. I mean, would they? Amy, I don't know, you're British. Could I possibly persuade you to talk about your National Health Service?
My pleasure. After World War II, the UK instituted universal health coverage. Since then, all medical services have been provided for free by chipper midwives on bicycles who deliver preventative care, babies, and sometimes thalidomide, but they were really sorry about that.
Canada has universal coverage, too! I had all my babies for free, and now I smuggle cheap Canadian prescription drugs down in New York. In my butt.
Thank you guys, great research. The point is, healthcare in other developed nations is like a duvet, comforting and user-friendly, yet somehow off-puttingly socialist. While American healthcare is more like a vibrant quilt, hand-stitched by a drunk pioneer woman with one eye and a cabin full of possums. Sorry, kids, Lulu Bell got your chip. Now, how did we get here? Like all of tonight's stories, it begins 100 years ago. Prior to World War I, medicine was basically shit, so politicians didn't have to make lofty promises.
If you like your medically unlicensed barber who applies leeches to your genitals, you can keep your medically unlicensed barber who applies leeches to your genitals.
I buy my pussy leeches on Goop.
By the 1930s, medicine was worth spending money on, and nobody had any. FDR wanted a state-run healthcare system, but the American Medical Association called the idea Soviet, which at the time was an insult. Unable to stand up to them because, you know, FDR abandoned his plan like it was a boat full of Jewish refugees.
So why is American health insurance all tied up with employment? Because during World War II, factory owners were so desperate to attract workers, they started offering health insurance as an enticement. Kind of like when a guy puts a picture of a cute dog on his Tinder profile, which totally works. Keep doing it. So while our bravest were fighting Hitler, our almost as brave faced the first mandatory company-wide open enrollment seminars.
My dear Helena, this seminar seems to never end. And now, hours in, I am weak, tired, and no closer to understanding the difference between the elite plan and the elite plus plan. Confusion and anger are setting in among my colleagues, and there seems to be no end in sight to the insurance company fellows' irksome, inexplicable cheerfulness. I console myself that I will soon be seeing you, as I now have a brochure about the new optical plans in hand.
But employer health insurance left out a lot of people, like the no longer employed. So President Truman had an amazing idea.
A national health program. I urge this Congress to provide adequate medical care to all who need it.
And it might have passed if only Truman hadn't made one rookie mistake.
Truman advocated national health insurance, not only for white Americans, but for black Americans also.
I knew it. This is why America can't have nice things, because racists. Hey, Bobby, you want free shots for your diabetes? Doesn't mean Negroes can go to the hospital. Yes, it does. Then no thank you, I'd rather lose my foot. States' rights. Dumbass Dixiecrat motherfuckers.
When JFK suggested we might want to copy European healthcare, Ronald Reagan recorded an anti-Medicaid LP that had all the kids bopping at the malt shop.
One of the traditional methods of imposing statism or socialism on a people has been by way of medicine.
Don't be a square, Daddy-O. Reject communist infiltration. Wow, dancing really does lead to fucking.
It took a big swinging Johnson to wangle Medicaid and Medicare through Congress. Fun fact, the first Medicare recipient was Harry Truman.
He told me, President Truman, that if you wish to get the voluntary medical insurance, that you'll have to sign this application form.
And just days later, Truman received America's very first junk mail for a free jazzy scooter.
In the 70s, universal health care found a new champion. Yes, Richard Nixon. I shit you not. In 1971, Dick inspired us with these words.
We all know that by the signing the last state Roman emperors in fact.
Sorry, not those words. These words.
I will offer a program to ensure that no American family will be prevented from obtaining basic medical care by inability to pay.
Nixon Care was basically Obamacare with a sheen of sweat. And you won't believe who cockblocked it.
Senator Edward Kennedy earlier proposed an alternate plan.
The Kennedy bill is straight national health insurance.
Oh, for fuck's sake, just compromise, Ted. I promise you, in 30 years, this guy will seem like a hippie.
Sock it to me?
The next president to bungle universal health care was the guy who clearly lied about inhaling. To lead his task force, Clinton chose one of the most intelligent and capable people in the White House. Sadly, she was a woman, so that intelligence and capability made people irrationally despise her.
By the way, at the same time Hillary was trying to keep Americans healthy, the dude who would eventually win the White House instead of her was around the corner, going to town on Native Americans.
They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians.
Oh, so it's not dementia. That. I'm not sure we deserve health care.
We don't. Hillary Care failed, but at least the Clintons added another patch to the quilt, the Children's Health Insurance Program.
The one Congress just let expire? Jesus, what is wrong with you people? How do you live with the constant fear of illness hanging over you?
Shh, Alon, it's okay. Oh, you dropped an inhaler. Sorry, out of your butt.
America may never achieve single-payer health care, but thanks to brave anti-communists, we continue to lead the world in multi-payer health care. American exceptionalism. We'll be right back.